A group of Aboriginal elders in the remote Arnhem Land community of Maningrida say they hold the key to reducing staggering rates of Indigenous children being removed from their families. As the Northern Territory's Royal Commission moves into looking at the child protection system, elders are pleading with the Northern Territory Government to recognise their efforts and authority. Stephanie Zillman reports from Maningrida.
Families in the Arnhem Land community of Maningrida say they feel powerless in their fight to keep their children on country when the Department of Territory Families come knocking. Elder Andrew Dawadi recalls the pain of his grandson being removed from his family as a 7-year-old.
He definitely lost his language. And he was shy to come back. And he was ashamed to come back. So I have to sit beside him. Don't worry about it. We go back home now. We're getting home.
Mr Dawadi's grandson was placed under a department care order with foster families in Darwin until he was 18.
This is supposed to be here. Sorry. Kids don't know what to do. Kids crying out for their mothers and fathers.
The trauma caused to Aboriginal families by child removals is by no means unique to Maningrida. The federal government's own statistics tell us that in the Northern Territory, 65.2% of Aboriginal kids removed from their families are not placed with kin or in Indigenous residential care. As of June 2016, 1,020 children were in out-of-home care in the NT. 89% of those children are Aboriginal. The statistics fly in the face of the Aboriginal child placement principle, which dictates children are supposed to be placed with kin or, failing that, Aboriginal carers. But that is not routinely happening. One Maningrida woman recently had a child relative return to her care, but not without a fight.
He was really skinny, but I was really, worried, and I loved that little baby. When I took him to clinic, I needed help, they didn't tell me what to do. They just took him.
In a statement to the ABC, the department said it would not comment on the case, but said,
Territory Families makes extensive efforts to keep children with their families and always consults with family as well as relevant stakeholders and service providers when looking for an appropriate placement for Aboriginal children.
The Bonawara Group is an assembly of respected elders who want to see things change once and for all.
One of the main aim is to bring the children back. We want to expose our kinship law.
They've made a submission to the Royal Commission into the protection and detention of children in the Northern Territory about reducing sky-high child removal figures. Himself a victim of the stolen generation, George Gapala Pascoe knows the pain all too well.
He lost his culture, he doesn't know his family, he doesn't know how to speak his language.
So far, thanks to the Bonawara Group's efforts, 2 women from Maningrida have had children returned to their care. A result that they hope is just the beginning. Stephanie Zillman, ABC News, Maningrida.